we live yet? Hey, there he is. What's up, bro?
What's going on? Good evening, everybody.
My thing's not even working. I guess it is. I don't know.
Hey, I
Man,
just
it's
got a beat.
cold.
Something must be going on.
It's cold in this house, dude. My furnace went out.
The heck, we had to turn ours off. It was too
And
warm
what's
now.
really funny, it went out without going out because um, the blower just keeps on blowing and blowing and blowing. But then they got that thing that blows the heat into the blower part or whatever. That little bitty, I don't know what it's called. Anyway, the big blower is continually moving on. So I had to shut the furnace. I had to shut the power down to the furnace because it's not creating heat. So it's either the thermostat or the induction blower thing that blows the exhaust out, but the heat ain't coming on. Something's up. What's up, Big Rocky? Hello, everybody. I said hi to already. Another exciting night here at Dealer Chat. We're going to talk about this super duper silver squeeze that didn't happen. I know
It happened. It just rose gold instead of silver.
it went to gold is what it did. The market was doing pretty good on gold. I mean, I don't know. A silver squeeze without the price going up. It went down. What is that? What's going on with that, bro?
Well, I would answer that, but maybe you need to see the Silver Seeker video first that I did.
Oh, well,
No, guys, honestly, the problem with that silver squeeze, and I said this on Seekers, is they didn't predict all the silver that is out there being dumped on the market. They thought if they do a squeeze, it would push the market up and people would go back into buying. There's just so much silver right now in the market. It ain't like it was in 2021.
Yeah, I had a lot of trouble. I did a show this previous Sunday, and I had trouble selling silver. It's like, wow.
Well, everybody wanted to see what the squeeze did.
Yeah, and then I even tried selling gold, and it's like, and I'm laughing excuse my language, I'm literally laughing my ass off yesterday because I'm Sunday, I'm selling gold $3,200. I just for some reason I didn't want to go below 3,200, and then it touches up to 3,150 yesterday. I'm laughing about it. I'm like, oh, they should have bought it because the wholesalers are what $70 over at or about. So
Depends on what you're buying.
And I was I think 115 over. I thought that was a fair offer, but no. And then there's a big dealer at that show sets up with me, and he wanted to pay me on the spot. I said I'll keep my gold. I said it'll be more than that, more than I'm trying to sell it for next month. So
guys, well, yeah, remember, and you know this, Keith, that right now it is selling underneath spot. I was at the show in Springdale, Arkansas, and the dealers and everybody was selling me their gold back a spot.
Mike, how could I get in contact about the 90% you got at the show? Oh yeah, you said something about you was trying to sell it cheap.
Well, all you got to do is give us a call at the office on tomorrow, and we can talk about it.
That's the best way to do it. I mean, the price changes sometimes by the minute. Most of the time, it usually pretty well sticks most of the day, unless there's some drastic movement, though.
Yeah, but right now, even that stuff's being bought at a little back of spot, and we're also selling it a little bit back of spot.
Yeah, right now gold's down. It's down to $3,112. It touched over $3,150.
It's been holding at that number most of the day, though.
Yeah, so it's not like something. I noticed the stocks were coming back a little day. I think people are getting back in the market, but the problem is they're just not getting back in the silver market. It's like they're running away. The silver squeeze just didn't work, bro.
Well, today, I guess every time I do a video with Seeker, he's like my crystal ball.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, because a guy come in and just bought a bunch of silver from me today, shocked the crap out of me.
Maybe I just need to do another video. Maybe I can get lucky like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that guy. He's like a crystal ball. He talks with you, and next thing you know, you're selling again.
He says, copy that. How do I get the shop number? Mid-America.
Shop number, guys, is area code 918
There's his
787
website.
2646, or you can go on the web and go to Mid America Coins at live.com and you'll see it there too.
Yeah, Against an Army just posted a link to his website. Thank you, Against an Army. We really appreciate it. So if you guys want to get a hold of
Joseph,
Mike,
just get a hold of me tomorrow. We'll talk some numbers for
he's
you,
more
buddy.
of a wholesaler than I am. I'm more of a retail. I do very little wholesale. So yeah. So if you want cheap stuff, call him. If you want good stuff, call me. Go figure that one out. He's got good stuff too, though. Gold price is a major something. It's breaking all-time highs once. How's that? What's he saying? Once or twice a year?
Prices are majorly.
Let me catch up.
It has been breaking all-time highs.
Yeah, it keeps breaking
more than twice a year, though. It's more than twice a year.
Yeah, it's more like once or twice a month. It's. I mean, because last month
we're over 50 times now breaking a record in a year. So
last month at the same show, I sold gold cheaper than I was buying it this month. I mean, so that tells you what's going on there. It just keeps on going. It's not stopping. Asked last week about the price of kookaburras. I looked on eBay, got the sold for price, and it's the only place to check prices. Going to trade them for an 89cc. Oh, that's a good trade. I've been buying more vintage coins lately because silver is just not moving enough. But I'm still buying silver.
But actually, eBay is not the place to get it. There is actually a price guide for them kookaburras also.
He says he's got your number. He's got your digits.
Oh, no. Okay, Joseph. We'll talk tomorrow, buddy.
But the chat's faster than out. Hello, Yoke fan. What's up? Well, there you go. Hello. I seen Ashes was in here. Yoke fan's in here. Danny's in here. A lot of people in here. Look at that. Oh, talk about Blaze 420. How you doing, my friend? 420, we're not doing an auction. It's Easter. So there's that.
Oh, man, I was looking forward to Easter auction.
You know, I was going to do it, but the chat voted no. It was we let the people in the auction pick whether they wanted us to do one or not.
Well, I never got to vote on it.
The majority said no.
I never got to vote on it.
Well, I'm sorry. You should have been in chat.
I voted yes.
Well, it still didn't. Your one yes didn't bring it up to over 50%. Look at that, Mr. Coy saying hi to folks.
Well, what if I go 1,000 times yes? Does that bring it up over?
No, because the vote's already over. Got to take a break every once in a while. People got families. I mean, family's important, dude. You know, look at this. Silver is so weak right now. I mean, this super silver squeeze. I mean, it's really doing something. So here's something for you, Mike. Since it's so weak, Big Rocky has got $1 for your silver. And he wants all of it for the $1, not just pieces of it.
Hey, you know what? Once again, Big Rocky, I'm going to draw you a nice big picture of silver rounds, and I'm going to sell that to you for $1. You can have it all, the whole picture.
Yeah, Angel got sick Sunday. Did you hear? I forgot to tell you that.
Really? What'd you do
to her? She was doing the auction Sunday.
Are you?
This is
poisoning her or something over there or what?
No, she's doing the auction Sunday, right? And she goes, and I looked back at her auction. I put that auction private though because it was just a piece of an auction, and she tells the chat, "I'll be right back." See, I wasn't watching the auction when she did that, right? I watched it after the fact, and she goes, "I'll be right back," and then she calls me and says, "I'm not feeling well. Can I go home?" I said, "Go home." She's like, "I really don't want to be here or something." She just wasn't feeling well. But you know what?
What'd you do to her?
I don't know. But you know what? If I was her, and maybe it's just me. If I was her, I wouldn't have called me. I would have just said, "Dudes, I got to go. I'm just not up to it." I guess she just wanted.
I guess you would say that auction was over.
It was over, and then she went home and she rested and stuff. And I called Raven. I called Seeker to find out because I couldn't get a hold of Raven. And he said, "I don't know. Try Raven again." So I called Raven to see if he was going to stream, because he hasn't streamed but once in the past 6 months. And he said, "No, I'm not feeling well." I said, "Dude, there's something going around." I said, "It's in Michigan, it's in Oklahoma, and you both sick."
I felt
Uh,
fine.
and
It must
so he
be up
said he
in
wasn't
that
feeling it.
Oklahoma City side because I
So
felt great.
now I got up at 3:30 my time in the morning to do the show. Right? I'm like, okay. So I come home because I knew something was happening today. So I came home and I didn't even go home. I came straight to the coin shop and I did the auction that she didn't do. So I'm up there for 3.5 hours, and finally I'm like, dudes, I can't go no more. I'm just so tired. It was about a 3.5 hour auction Sunday night. So I'm like, finally get to sleep at
Well, it
11 for
sounds
3 days.
like me. You owe them an Easter auction.
Well, we got the auction, and I want to thank here person I went and seen today, bought some coins from him. Thank you very much. And that person was none other than your very own Bad Gateway over near Detroit. He said, "You can mention my name." I said, "I will." He sold me some coins, so I got my little bag here. Oh, you got my bag. It's got a lot of coins in it. I didn't buy all of them, but we met together on a lot of stuff. So yeah, I'm happy with it. Then I picked up some stuff. You're probably gonna want one of them large since I got it to show, dude.
Always.
Damn it. I gotta sell them to everybody else first.
I
You
knew
know,
it. I
you
knew
know.
it. I knew it was just a tease.
No, I picked up Franklin's and stuff like
But
that.
anyway, we are back off to. I thought we was talking about the silver squeeze.
We was. And
Okay.
that's why I was saying we was talking about the silver squeeze, and they got me talking about the auction, and then they got me talking about the buy from Bad Gateway. And now we're gonna talk about silver squeeze not selling anymore.
All right. All right. Let's get
I wonder
back
how
on track here.
yeah, let's get back on track. So what's going on? What do you think actually caused it to do what it didn't do?
Well, I mean, it's all there. I mean, it's nothing that was done. It was already done. There is so much silver on the market right now that even the silver squeeze was not going to help it. I mean, right now you got silver guys all over like me that's got silver. We haven't been ordering from the foundry companies at
I
all. We
haven't.
don't have to. We don't have to. It's coming through the door.
It's been
Like I said on
4 months.
Seeker's channel, I told him, and I'll tell you guys in his audience, I haven't bought any silver since January. They haven't needed to because there's so much coming in. I am bringing in about in 100%. You could say I'm selling out 25%, 75 coming in. There is way more coming in than I'm selling, but I'll keep buying. Don't worry. I like buying. But eventually, everybody does run out of money. What do we got going on there?
Magic Brownie. And I asked Bad Gateway, I says, dude, this Magic Brownie, is it like a THC brownie or something? He goes, no. But I still waited till I got home. Because my first thought, seeing the word Magic Brownie, I was like, I wonder how magic it is. But yeah, he's in
Well,
the chat.
that
He gave me a
I
brownie.
don't really eat them brownies anymore. They're kind of fattening.
I got to watch my figure. I need to keep my Buddha belly up in shape, so my wife can rub it for good luck. Keith has a trap.
Well, has it worked yet?
What?
Her rubbing you for good luck. Has it been
Yeah.
working?
Well, she's not sick right now, so it must have worked.
Well, yeah, but she got sick when she rubbed it before.
Well, that's true, but I don't know. Yeah, but Bad Gateway, he was really nice. I sent him a thank you email. But seriously, guys, if you are looking to sell something, I can buy it. Mike can buy it. We will treat you, if not more fair, at least as fair as any dealer out there. So we try to work with you, and I ask you what you're really looking for, and I try to give you the most I can and still make money.
Yeah, if
So
the
that's how
numbers work, we're buying. If they're
That's
not,
right. A lot of times you can give us the price, and if we like the number, we'll say, yeah. And if we don't, we'll say, I can give you this. I mean, we're pretty negotiable. As long as we can still, turn a small profit, we're good. What does that do for the buyers? I think Coin Curious is talking about the silver squeeze that didn't happen. How is that affecting the buyers?
well, I mean, the market has been affected for a little bit now.
Yeah, it's you had it to where the silver was selling at low to no premiums, then the premiums started to come back, and then the sellers or the buyers, rather not the sellers, then the buyers went away because the premium came back. So now the premium's going back down. What do you think's going to happen? You think people are going to lose faith in silver and go with gold or what?
Yeah, you know what? Well, we've already seen enough people move over to gold, but at the same time, I think you're going to see it. The premiums are low, so this guys, it's weird. If premiums are real high, everybody wants to buy. But guess what? You're paying the same numbers. So what's the difference?
Okay, Yo Fan says, what are
Excuse
some
me.
of your coolest pieces of eximonia in your collections that isn't a silver bullet? Well, I was going to say a silver bullet, 100 ounce, because we each have one now.
No, I don't. I
You
sold.
sold yours? I'm still not selling mine. I just don't want to sell it. He had one and it's gone. Um, but I don't know. I like my flowing hair dollar. What's one of your favorite pieces of silver you have?
Oh, I like my gold flowing hair dollar. Yeah.
Okay, do you have a silver eagle from the World Trade Center? You know how they used to have. Those premiums on those have went up.
Yes, I do.
World Trade Center labels. If so, how can I buy it from you?
I don't want to sell it.
Okay, so there it is, Tim. I
I'm
don't have
down
one.
to
If
the
I get
last one.
one,
I actually had 5 boxes of them, and I'm down to the last one.
yeah, Tim C. And we gave him to Floyd. I can't remember if we were live or not live, but we gave it to him on the video. Tim C bought 10 Ikes for Floyd. So yeah, thanks again, Tim, for that. We appreciate it. And then Floyd, he's tickled pink when he gets something. He just loves spreading the gifts around to all the kids and everything else. So thank you, and appreciate you loving the show. Whether the possibilities is here. So the question is, should we buy? Should we be buying silver? What do you think?
I'm buying silver, so I mean, that's your choice, really. I mean, it's what you guys want to do. I have not lost faith in silver or gold, so
I,
yes, I'm still buying.
I haven't lost faith. I just haven't been buying as much because I've been trying to replace some of my collectible coins. But it's like Warren Buffett says, buy when everybody else is fearful and be fearful when they're greedy. So since nobody's buying silver, it makes sense to be buying silver. I mean, that's just the way I think. There's Bad Gateway again. Keith is a very good man, very fair. Well, thank you, Bad Gateway. I appreciate it, my friend.
Boy, how much did you pay him to say that?
I didn't pay him nothing. He even gave me a coin for free. And I said, I might have to give that away. I'm not sure. I'm thinking about it. We'll see. It's one of them samples labs. How about the Libertads? Ricky, House of Crap. I got a House of Crap right now. I ain't got no darn heat. Gotta wait for the furnace guys. How about the Libertads? Are people still buying those?
Actually, this year here they slowed down a lot.
Thanks for stopping in. Inkman, he says, got to get going between internet issues and getting up around 3:30, hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully no tornadoes developing tonight. Have a great evening and rest of the week, everyone. Thanks for stopping in, Inkman. We appreciate it, my friend. We are scrolling.
Yeah, we're supposed to have some bad weather tonight ourselves.
Okay, I'm looking for a proof Morgan with no toning. Anybody got one for sale? The proof Morgans, most of them, they actually have toning. If you find one without toning, you're going to pay way over for it. Have you seen very many of them without toning? I mean, are the majority of them?
No, but I do know a guy's got a couple of them for sale.
There you go. Contact Mike. Uh-oh. Angel's telling Joseph he needs to keep some. I'm curious what it is. I think you need to sell to me, Joseph. Joseph C. I'm not going to highlight Mrs. Coyer's.
Why not?
She's okay. I'll highlight. I'll highlight. Here she goes. Since we have no heat, Keith will do this under the covers to keep us warm.
Well, hey, if, it does work.
Yeah, I got to do something.
Give them some extra beans.
I think it's kind of funny. Question. Anybody? So yeah, guys, please hit the like button. We'd really appreciate it. How are we doing on likes?
I already hit the like. Looks like you got 39 likes according to mine.
Oh, that means almost half didn't hit the like button. What's up with that?
Oh, well, we just hit 40.
Did we?
Yeah, I'm not seeing no downs though. So that's good.
You'll never see, that's something, some people, and Angel and I was talking about this, and I don't know if she wants me to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. We was talking about the thumbs up and the thumbs down, right? And we was talking about, on Facebook, if you like or dislike a post or something, it says your name. Some people dislike posts just because they're trying to just give you bad whatever, right? Bad juju or whatever. Some people wouldn't give you those thumbs down if you knew who it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I don't want to know I'm giving them a thumbs down. Honestly, a thumbs down, guys. If you got an issue, email me. Tell me what I did wrong. Because thumbs down don't do nothing but give me more algorithm food. She said she was saying, and I was saying, people would less likely give you thumbs down if their name was on it. Keith, can you please run to Walmart and get Angel an electric blanket? I might have to.
I got one here you can borrow.
Now I'm
trying to Oklahoma to get it.
Now I'm new to coin show. What's the etiquette for a coin show? Ooh, this is a great question. You want to handle some of the topics and I'll jump in here and there, or do you want me to handle it and you jump in here and there?
Go ahead. You got her.
Okay. Etiquette, proper etiquette. Don't approach someone who doesn't have a table and say, I'll buy that from you. If you see them trying to sell a coin to a coin dealer, that's improper etiquette. And it'll also get you thrown out the show.
Yes, it would.
So there's no best pocket dealing unless you got a table. Now, if you know a dealer there, proper etiquette is to ask, hey, if you buy that, I'll buy it, or, work something with the dealer at his table. Don't go walking around because you see somebody selling something. Don't put a bag on the floor in front of coins. You're like when you put coins on the table, don't put your knapsack right underneath where you're looking at the coins. That draws suspicion to you, even if it's zipped up. Hold it up on the table or in the chair where you're next to you. But don't get it out of your sight. That would be proper etiquette. Never do anything that would draw suspicion to you. Be polite. If you don't want to pay the price, just say thank you very much. That's important. And if somebody is I guess you could say, yeah, if you think someone is just totally ripping you off, don't say you ripped me off. Just say, I think I'll pass. Just be polite. That's the key. I mean, that's really the proper etiquette. What do you think? You jump in anytime.
You covered part of it. I mean, no, there is times where dealers are, and I'm not saying that all dealers are nice. They are very rude. At that point, I usually tell them, I don't have nothing I want to sell to you politely, and I walk away.
There you go.
Yeah, sometimes they realized they was being a little bit out of line, but you didn't say it in a tone that makes them think that you're being rude.
There are bad dealers out there. Not all dealers are polite, but yeah, just like Mike said, just say, I don't think I want to sell you anything today.
And the other thing I tell people, it's nice to walk around the room a little bit and get some pricing. We do have some dealers that we tell, hey, let the guys make their own choices. They'll be over there in the corner going, hey, bring your coins over here. We'll buy them. That's the type of guy I guarantee you is not going to give you the fair price. He's trying to get you over to his tables to try to hustle you. No, walk the room. You don't need that guy.
Yeah. So from you being a spectator at the show, a customer, you should keep an eye on dealers that are practicing good etiquette too, because you don't, like he said, you don't want to deal with someone who's not presenting themselves properly. So a dealer like he just said, I don't think you should deal with him.
And they're in almost every big show. There's always one or two.
Sad that people have to be told that to be nice. It's not that we're letting people, or explain to people be nice. We're trying to explain to people, even if someone's rude to you, be nice. That is the proper etiquette, is to keep the tone, the arguments, the disagreements.
But the biggest thing you've got to remember is, and it's not just my show. Any big show you go to, if you sit down at a table and try to off to the side, like where you eat at, and start making deals, 99% of the time you're going to be approached by security. They're going to ask you to leave.
That is improper etiquette.
The dealers pay to be at these tables so you can come in and enjoy their services. So people should respect that and buy a table if you want to sell. Or when you're at a table and somebody's standing there and the dealer's standing there, you might hear the dealer say this: I've done this before. Well, hey, Ben, you interested in buying any of that stuff? I'm going to pass on it. I'm being polite to you. At the same time, I'm trying to help you sell your stuff to a guy that's just at my table.
Yeah. See, sometimes we'll refer you to the customer, and then that's proper etiquette.
And at that time, you can do your dealing right there.
It's okay because you're using my table to sell it, and we told you could. So I guess basically just try to keep things calm. Don't get overheated. It's important to, if someone does offend you, just be polite, walk away. That's the best way. Joseph C. says, okay, thanks. I think there are more people coming into the hobby now that gold prices are higher. I think the people are, I don't know, how would you say that people coming into the gold now? What would you say about them?
No, they've been. Some of them have already been in it, just stepped out for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are seeing more and more people coming to shows and stuff like that. But, it's because they finally want to get out and do something. With the COVID being over, a couple of years there, you couldn't find anybody in a show because they was afraid of COVID. But before that happened, shows were really busy.
Oh, yeah. Before COVID, the shows were just like packed. I mean, they were packed. Something you got to understand, too, and when we're talking about the best pocket dealers, let's say a table costs you $100. Let's just use 100 as an even number. That's not all the dealer has to pay to set up at that show. Most dealers have to pay for a hotel. They have to pay for transportation. They have to pay for food. For a decent show, if you're lucky, you can get off with $500-600 in fees. That's if you're lucky. Most dealers, they're getting a couple tables. They got help they have to pay. It's costing them a couple thousand. But if you go by yourself, you can get off for $500-600.
Yeah, I had myself and 4 people behind my table this weekend because we took 8 tables. So yes, I'm paying for hotel rooms. I'm paying for the tables. I'm paying, so
and
I got money invested. I need to make that back.
And that's important. Why if you're going to want to sell your coins, sell them to the coin dealers who are set up. Don't try to use improper etiquette and sell them to somebody walking. Oh, I can get an extra $20 selling it to this guy walking the floor. Well, if the dealers don't make money at coin shows, they stop coming.
Yeah, they do. And a lot of people get very discouraged, especially when they're being asked to leave because they was trying to sell their coins or the guy was trying to buy their coins. It can go either way. I mean, let's say you show up and a guy pulls you to the side saying, I want to buy your coin. Well, if my security team sees that, then they ask the guy that not the guy with the coins, but the guy that was there trying to get you, is going to be asked to leave the premises.
Now, Mrs. Coin Crew, and I'm gonna throw a company under the bus right here. She says, I got a new phone, and now she has to retrain it. Well, AT&T's not cheap. Well, we ain't got AT&T no more. And it wasn't to AT&T's fault. It was Comcast's fault. They sit there last month. Could you believe this? They jacked my bill at my business $30, which was 12% in 1 month. So my bill at the point was 3 times more than it was when I signed a contract with them 5 years ago. 3 times more, almost $300 about. So now she's got to have a new phone, and my expensive $300 bill. Now I just get to cut AT&T's $200 bill out.
Why'd she have to have a new phone?
Because I had to cut my expenses. I told you, Comcast jacked me 12% in 1 month increase.
So why'd you have to go buy her a new phone?
Huh?
Why'd you have to go buy her a new phone then?
Oh, no, I didn't buy a new phone. It just came with it. They gave me a 2-year contract with a 5-year price lock, and I get a free phone for the 2-year contract. So they got new phones. I still got my Samsung Ultra. They didn't want to give me no Ultra. I said, I don't want no phone, man. Because I would have had to hook the, I'd have had to hook the new phone up, and I wouldn't have had my Ultra working anymore. Okay, here's
I still got my Samsung.
Well, here's something, and Joe H. I've walked to the coin store with thousands of dollars in cash and just walked out because I wasn't even paid attention to when I walked in. Oh, man. What do you got to say about that? A guy walks in the shop planning on spending money, and the shop owner or worker.
Well, was the shop packed?
That's another question. But let's say it wasn't packed. What do you say? We're going to look at both scenarios.
If it wasn't packed and he didn't give you any attention pretty well right away, then I think that's very rude of the dealer at that time. But if it was packed, because there's times where, and my customers know, where I have 6, 7 people in there, there's only 3 of us working. What we usually do though, we take a second to ask, hey, if you want to have a seat over there, we'll be right with you.
Yeah, you try to address them some way, even if you're packed. Yeah, there's no call for that. They should have said hi, or we'll be with you in a minute. One of the things I do when I'm busy is, how you doing? I'll be with you in just a few minutes. Oh, no problem. I'll look around. I said, take your time. That's how I usually handle every customer that walks in the door, unless there's nobody there, and I just say, hey, what brings you in today? What's going on? What can I get you out of? Talking about their money. I'm like, what can I get you out of? No, but seriously, you should always address them. And there's Penny Scout saying he's too cheap for gold.
Who's too cheap for gold?
Penny Scout, hence the name Penny.
Penny, you need to spend some money and buy some gold.
There you go. Okay, here's a question for you, bro. Ben Stacken's got a great question. Do mint state piece dollars that have machine doubling carry any premiums? Machine doubling, not double die. Do they really carry?
They carry very little premium.
There you go, Ben Stacken. Against the Army said he's never been to a coin show.
It's time to go.
The thing about coin shows, and a lot of people don't understand it, and like I was saying, if you're rude and coin dealers don't make money, they stop going, which is true. But a coin show, it's more dealer to dealer buying and selling than anything, because a lot of dealers have their own shops and they have different clients that need different things. So yeah, a lot of people don't realize most coin shows are dealer to dealer. The middle finger is so useful for so many things. Howdy, y'all. What's up, my friend? We got to get down. I see green in both sides of my eyes here. Danny Johnson says, is it okay to go from one table to table trying to get the best price? Yes, that is okay. Just
I said that earlier. You should check around the room.
Yeah, don't But don't sit there and say, "Oh, so and so's got it cheaper. You should sell it to me cheaper than him." Don't do that. That's not proper etiquette. You
No,
just
and
say,
I
"I'm
told
going to
you to
look
watch out
around."
for there is the dealers sometimes. And you know, a better artist, a lot of times it's my guys up front that a couple of them will do that. Hey, over here, I'm buying. Come on, come on. Well, you know, the bottom line is that's when I'd go walking right down that line and look at somebody else. Maybe I'd work my way over there after I see what everybody else is saying. By then, I guarantee you that dealer, when you get over there, well, did you show this to anybody else? Well, yeah. Oh, well, I'm probably not interested because he already lost his chance to try to steal it.
Yeah, so it is okay to go table to table, do your shopping, and the best way to approach that with a dealer, oh, that price is only good for right now. Well, I'm still going to shop around a little bit. Some guys, if they know they're offering you a good price, they'll tell you that's a right now good price, and then other guys will say it's a right now good price because they're trying to steal it from you. So no matter which way you feel, if they're paying you too low or too high, you should still walk around and look and get pricing. St. Jude's, look at that. Still taking cash donations for St. Jude's with a goal of $50,000 until the end of June. And that is over 31,000 last I checked. Could be higher. I don't know. So, yeah, they're still doing it.
Well, Miss Ida, you make sure you see me at that June show so I can get mine in.
Here we go. Paul Bald, who's still bald, he says, I'm still bald. No. But my car insurance keeps going up every 6 months. I haven't driven since December 3rd. Do you know that you can put a car in storage as long as it stays in storage for 30 days and your insurance is so much cheaper? You can pull it in and out all year long, but every time you put it in storage, it has to stay there for a minimum of 30 days. Check with your insurance company. I used to do that with my convertible. The one I had to sell because there was something about $900 a month. I'm like, no, now I don't make car payments. I refuse to. Remember we had them Tahoes, and then I had that convertible Mustang. Them both. I don't know. $900 is a lot of money for a car payment. I think they're more than that now. What are car payments now, bro? I don't know.
It depends on what you buy. I mean, you can get car payments costing you $3,000 and $4,000 a month now. For them guys that like to buy them $200,000 and $300,000 cars that they want to drive around. This guy don't. We won't buy one.
Coach's Magic, very good statement here. Customer service is really important, especially when you have a lot of cash with the intention of supporting their business. Good. It's good until you said
that
the
is
last
true.
part.
That is true. One of my customers came in. I haven't seen him in a while. I said, "What are you doing in here?" He said, "You don't want me here?" I said, "Well, you're not here half the time." He said, "Okay, I'll just take my wad and leave."
That is a Coach's Magic.
But we were just kidding. He stayed and we done our business.
That is a great first part of your question, but customer service is really important. But let's get rid of that, especially when you have a wad of cash, because it's really important. Even if they have a 50
it don't matter. It don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
We got customers that come in buy 1 ounce of silver, and customers that'll buy a couple of 1,000 ounces. That one customer with one, I'll treat the same as that guy that just bought a couple of 1,000.
I have very few things in my store that are under $1. And most of them, they end up going in this monster box, the green monster box. I sit on top of one of my showcases and I call it a net box. 50 cents, 30 cents, whatever. Anything under $1, I don't even save space in the showcase for it. Unless it's in like a bowl. Here we go. Phil, man, I have a small coin collection to sell. To get an idea of what it's worth to a dealer, should I get a current copy of Gray Sheet and just add everything up? Yes, no?
You can, but you got to remember the dealer got to make something off it. I know myself when I see collectible coins, even though I kind of know what the price is, sometimes I'll look it up to see if it moved any or not. But just remember, you're not going to get Gray Sheet price for that. They got to make something. That will be a good start to help you know kind of what you're going to get. That's a good idea to know what you got, and then go from there what seems fair to you.
What you also have to remember is of all of your coins, not all coins are sellable. Not all coins are worth it. You look up a wheat cent and it says it's worth 18 cents. It ain't worth 18 cents, even if the gray sheet says it. If it's a common wheat cents, you're lucky right now in today's market to get 4 cents. I mean, it's worth more than copper. I mean, that's just the truth. Chai Charon says, my LCS has at least 3 to 7 people behind the counter, and it does get busy. I only walk in if I plan on transacting at least $500 in or out, not to waste their time. That's nice of you. Come visit me. I help customers that come in and spend $2 or $3. I don't care. What about you? There's that $5 super chat.
I just told you.
Boom. Thank you,
You know,
J-Dog. We appreciate it.
I treat the customer that's buying 1 silver round the same as I treat the guys buying 2,000.
Yeah, so do put question marks in front because when I'm starting to run behind, so I'm going to play catch up here real quick. So I'm going to miss almost everybody's stuff. I have agoraphobia, and there are no shows within 200 miles. Sorry to hear that against an army.
I don't know where you live, so I can't tell you where the nearest show is.
He lives 200 miles or more away from a coin show.
Well, maybe not.
John Jacob says, my LCS is very friendly and asks if I had many or good finds. Yeah, JJ's always searching stuff. He's a searcher. I mean, he searches a lot of stuff. He finds stuff too. Here we go. Hi-yo, Ben. Our 1797 to 1804 draped bust, $10 gold eagles, a good buy and investment for grades mint state 60. Well, good luck finding them. Those are hard to find in those grades. If you have the money.
Yeah, it's going to cost you a little bit. You're buying them dates.
In that grade. Yeah. It's going to cost you a lot of bit. Let's just.
I did buy a nice penny this week. It's on my video.
Okay. Do you see more numismatic focused or bullion focused buyers lately? Or is it about even?
No, I'm seeing collectors out there still more than I am.
That's why I'm starting to pick up more collectible coins. They're starting to come in more. Hambone, what's up, my friend? Okay, he goes, depends on if it's a loan. Some banks require full coverage. No, it's still full coverage if it's in storage. You just cannot. If you take it out when it's in storage and you get in a wreck, you are screwed because the insurance will not cover it. You have to call them before and after. But it is still full coverage. Is that not correct, Mike? You just got to call
still full coverage, but you got a lower premium because you've got it parked.
Because you're not moving.
If somebody breaks into that storage unit and does some damage to it, guess what? They'll cover the whole deal. But if you take it out and you drive it around, even though you told them it was in storage, you have an accident out there on 3rd and 5th Street, somewhere like that. Well, guess what? They're not going to cover you because you told them you had it in storage. That's why they dropped your premiums for you.
Thank you, JJ. Keith would be living in that car. You know I would. She told me one time we bought them 2004. We bought matching Tahoes.
Yeah, that was in 2004. Yes, we both had one.
And she goes, are you going to live in that car? I said, no, I'm selling this one to buy that one. But I ended up selling it to buy the house anyway that we live in.
When I went to sell mine, they were scratching their head because they had no idea how to offer anything because they never had one brought in a year and a half later with 211,000 miles on it.
I got rid of mine 9 months later with 50,000. I'm like, it's going down too fast.
They were scratching their head. They couldn't even come up with an offer for me.
And I sold my Mustang at cost. That car, I had it for almost 2 years. And I sold, and when I say cost, I don't mean cost. I meant what I was owed on the payments. I paid like 38, 39,000. Sold it for 20 almost 2 years later. I just wanted to get it was low miles. It was like 17,000 miles. I just living in Michigan.
In 22, we bought for some reason we bought a Camaro with a 6-speed automatic or manual transmission with the special engine in it that they came out with that year. My wife and I were so shocked. We bought that vehicle, put like 15, 16,000 miles on it. It was a beast. It could get away from you quick. Took it up to this dealership that we didn't buy it from, and we made $8,000 over what we paid for it because we found out it became a collector because of the engine in it.
What are your thoughts on the Goldbacks?
We'll sell them to you.
There you go. I don't like collecting them, but I'll take them if I can get them for gold or a little over gold, not for the big premiums. I'm a little customer, but I'm a loyal customer, says Joseph. See, every customer is a good customer.
Joseph, it don't matter if you are come and say, Mike, I want to buy $10 face. I don't care, or $1 face. I'm going to sell it to you. We'll work.
Dude, I'll sell you 5 cents face in silver.
I'll sell it to you. Well, that's about as low as I can go.
That's a war nickel.
No,
that is the lowest denomination you
no,
can get.
I'll sell you at 5 cents, but it'll be a half.
Oh, no, it's not. 3 cent silver is the lowest silver denomination. But
that's true.
Yeah, but it's not like bulk silver.
Well, wait a minute. I got a couple of damaged ones, so we will sell it as bulk silver. So I'll sell you at 3 cents.
Penny Scout says, I'm going to come up again and spend $2 only at your good. Go ahead. Hey, you come on up. We'd love to visit with you. I do more socializing than I think Angel gets a little upset with me because I'll be sitting there talking all the time, and then I'll stay busy all day.
In here, his son, for the first time, he just turned 16.
Yeah,
and he got $600 for his birthday. He came in and spent $400 of it today with silver, and it came out a little odd. So what we did is we threw the extra in and made sure he got an even amount of silver for his birthday. Because his dad and them are good customers of mine. I thought that's the least I could do. He's a brand new kid in the game, and maybe he'll come back for more.
Now here's a comment coming up from Chai Charon, and there's a reason for this. And maybe if you want to explain it to him, it'd be great. Chai Charon says his LCS buys based on what they can sell on the wholesale market, even though they sell on eBay to other dealers and retail. He didn't say retail, but I'm sure that. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, I'm saying that you need to find you a new dealer.
No, I mean, if he shouldn't buy everything like that.
No, he should.
Some stuff.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't buy like that. That ain't how I actually buy.
What if it's something that you're not retailing out or selling on eBay, and you're just planning on wholesaling? Then you should buy it, right?
Well, there's nothing I don't wholesale or retail.
Well, see, that's different. So yeah, it's if there's some stuff you have to pay up for. So yeah, it just depends on what it is and how you feel. Mike, will you be in Kansas City? Says the Dan man. Dan,
I'm sorry. And thank you for joining me in Springdale. I appreciate that. I'm sorry I didn't get to say goodbye to you, but no, I will be at a wedding. I'm going to my best friend's son's wedding. I was supposed to be there. I will be back next year there, though, Dan.
Okay, Hio. We go, can I find a Series 1879 $10 refunding certificate with Series 1886 $5 mortgage, silver dollar, back silver certificate at coin shows in about AU 50 to Mint State 6065? Oh, you can find them. I don't know how hard they'll be to find. I'm not big on currency.
Well, we're going to have a few currency dealers at Tulsa this year.
Most dealers do buy and sell some currency. But yeah, come to Tulsa. It's June, 13th, 14th, something?
It's the 12th, 13th, and 14th. And Miss Ida will be buying all the paper you want to bring, and she'll sell you all you want.
Yeah, she always got the paper. See, here you go, Sand Dune Stacker talking about that storage insurance. They've removed the collision coverage. That's one of the most expensive parts of your insurance.
Yeah, because you're not going to be driving.
Some insurance, they depending on your medical they will sell you medical insurance in there too, and they'll remove that as well, because you're allowed insurance. Auto insurance says you have to have a certain amount of coverage, and if you don't, you have to buy medical coverage, and that's how it works. Thoughts on gold backs? Our thoughts were, and we said it earlier, if we can get them around melt, I mean, or a little over, but these premiums that they have for them is just too high.
They are working on it right now to make an Oklahoma note, and hopefully it'll be released in June at our show.
Yeah, they do. They do have the actual gold in them. It's just hard to extract unless you got a whole bunch of them. C. Bob says, I do all things numismatic in my shop. I know, right? Numismatics are awesome.
Well, we need to get you into the bullion market.
You need to be in it all, guys. Be in it all. Okay, Camaro Z8 420. Well, Daddy Dave, I missed what that was talking about, but that sounds like a cool car. Io Ben goes,
What year is it?
Are there any Series 1880 $50 certificates with a bust of Edward Everett in grades between very fine and extremely fine? I have no idea if they're available or not. You just need to go check with some currency dealers. There's quite a few of them around.
There's going to be like 3 or 4 of them at our show.
Yeah, June. The U.S. Mint's going to be there. Graders are going to be there. We're going to be there. Secret going to be there.
Rob's Fine Treasure. We got Ravenhawk. You know, we got a few people going to be there.
Whether the possibility says, can I spend goldbacks at the show and get what the calculator says? You can get the gold value for them because a goldback is usually only got $1 face or something. Now, when you start getting up to $50 ones, I don't know if you're going to get the money on those because I don't know how much gold they contain. But yeah, you can get the gold value for them. Most dealers will pay you that. Just saying. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, there's more than $1 worth of gold in them.
No, I'm just saying you can usually get the gold value.
See, right now there's about $6 and some change in one of them $1 golds because they're 1,000ths of an ounce. Just remember that. And
okay, Hambone says, by the way, the 3-legged buff he asked for a while back about, he said it's straight graded VF35. What did we say about it? I don't remember the exact buffalo we looked at. What did we say, Hambone? Let us know. We probably told you it might be clean, it might not, but get it certified or something along those lines. I'm just kind of guessing. I don't remember. It's hard to remember everything. Okay, we are
scrolling. We can go right up now. 3123.
Keith and Mike, do you have any other siblings? If so, are they redheaded stepchild or troublemakers?
Yeah.
We have no redheads.
Yeah, that one brother of ours up there by you, ain't he a redheaded stepchild?
No. There's no, out of 10 kids, there's no redheads.
Well, we could dye his hair. We'll call him that then.
Yeah, Hio Ben is looking for nice stuff. There's no doubt about it, what he's asking about. World's Fair of Money usually has some pretty good stuff, too. You can't go wrong. When you go to a big show, there's usually a few currency dealers, like at Mike's Tulsa show, World's Fair show. I don't know about Central States anymore. I haven't been in quite a few years. How's that doing? Or have you seen it or heard about it?
I am going up to walk it. I will probably never, ever set up in it again.
I like some American coins, not all. If someone shows me nickels, dimes, except Mercury's, I'm bored to death. I prefer larger coins like the Silver Eagles, Morgan's Peace, commemoratives, etc. I prefer the $50 and larger coins, $50 size. I'm just, as I get older, I don't see as well. So,
well, I don't know.
Magnifier every time to look at it.
I just bought another Proof Indian penny, so I kind of like.
Oh, I'm not saying I don't buy them. I'm just saying, just to sit there and hold the coin and enjoy it. I love the classic commemoratives. A lot of nice artwork on those. Beautiful coins. You can't tell me you don't love a good classic.
I do.
And Patty goes, what's wrong with redheads? I know, right?
I bet Patty's a redhead.
There's nothing wrong with redheads, Patty. I just happened to say there's none of us 10 kids that had redhead. There's gold necklaces, bracelets, ring, both which of men and women that are 24 karat gold, charges slightly over melt value the gold in them, and it's sold in Los Angeles. There
With
you go.
gold in them.
Yeah, they sell them. A lot of times you go to a big coin show, you can find people selling the jewelry for, 10 or 20% more than the gold value. A lot of them, they make it, but you don't get stones or nothing like that.
Everything that's usually marked 24 karat when you test it, because 24 karat is soft, it's usually really 22.
Who got in trouble the most, Mike? Me or you?
Me, because that guy right there would start crap and get me in trouble.
I was the youngest. I was the youngest of 10, so that tells you something.
I was in the middle.
Okay, he says, I think you thought it was cleaned and may get environmental because of some corrosion. My memory's horrible. The SLQ came back clean. Okay, so yeah, sometimes, on those buffaloes, they'll have a little carbon spot or something. And I noticed I sent some and they still went through and then some didn't. So I guess it just depends on who you get for the grader.
Yeah, the grader, yeah.
And I think now that I'm reading this, I'm thinking we probably said send it off just to make sure, get it authenticated.
It needs to get authenticated. We did say that.
Yeah, so at least you got it authenticated. And it's great that it came back straight grade. Want to sell it? Want to sell it? We're buyers now. It's hard. You don't want to take a risk on a good coin like that too much. Dan Ink says there's 2% redheads in the world. Are dealers still paying around 90% back of spot for? Nobody's paying 90% back. That's against the law. That's against the law to buy it at 10% of the value, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, but they're paying 90% back. God, no.
The way you word there, yeah. No, I think
he meant 10% back.
10% back. Are they buying at 90%? Yeah. Most of them are paying that or more. Keith was a bratty baby. Are you going past 9 p.m. because I got to refresh? I'm trying to catch up to the end, my friend. I'm going to actually skip down to
Refresh my yawns.
Oh, we're down. 2-minute warning right there. So there it is. 57 minutes in. So these guys are telling me we're almost an hour in. We talked about the silver squeeze that didn't happen. We talked about me not having no heat. We talked about, I don't know what we talked about. We talked about a lot. That's why sometimes when we're talking, we'll jump back and forth on the same subject. So it's good to stay the whole time and definitely hit the like, because we might be talking about silver squeeze beginning, the middle, the end, and that way you can catch it. So let's I guess wrap it up let's end with talking about the silver squeeze that didn't happen one last time. What do you think?
Oh, I think the Tulsa show is going to be great.
No silver squeeze there.
Actually, I do got some customers holding their money and waiting to see what happens. And they said they're going to bring it to the Tulsa show and spend it. So that means I feel like I'm being ripped off here because they come in my shop to tell me they're holding their money till my show.
Okay, here my Minions has a great one.
No, hey, I'm glad they're doing that.
He has a bunch of them here, but they all, I think, the same thing. So you want us to read it? Just put the question marks in front, 3 question marks in front, so we can catch it. He says, what coin can grow in value? He's trying to start a coin collection on a budget.
Well, there's a lot of coins that can grow in value. My suggestion to you, get you a red book. Look at some miniatures. Pick you a coin you feel comfortable with that's low cost, but low mintage. And start picking with that, because a lot of low mintage coins, they usually wind up being sleepers. Just like that 13S dime that we all did that time.
Oh, yeah.
Started going up. People thought we were crazy when we was walking around the rooms buying them things. It was $3 coins for $5. We'll take any one you got, $5.
Yeah, we bought a lot of those.
About a year later or so, and all of a sudden we're getting $25, $30 for them.
And you know what's really funny? You remember
all low grades.
You remember the guy that back in the late '80s, early '90s? We was all partners and everything. You and our other brothers. Um, we the guy came around and he always bought a 31S Buffaloes, and then after that, that's when we started buying the 1913.
I got a few rows of them still.
Yeah, that one guy bought a whole bunch, so we started saving some.
Yeah.
He said I talked to him a year or
And they
so
were
ago.
cheap then. They were really cheap.
Yeah,
then.
he was buying them all he could get for $2. He'd buy an XS, DFs, whatever he could get.
But just
Okay,
give
so
me a red book and do it like that. That will help.
Mustang Dave wants to know if you're going to stay in Tulsa or bring the show back to Grove after they finish the new building. I think you're going to stay in Tulsa, aren't you?
I'm sorry, Mustang Dave. Yes, we are staying in Tulsa.
I thought he was over by Tulsa, or is he in your town?
I guess he must be close to us. I mean, Grove was great, guys. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah,
But they didn't have enough hotels for one thing. The other thing is the city showed me they didn't care about that show. Because we actually tried to buy that building. They wanted to charge me $1 million more because they thought I couldn't bring any extra tax revenue. But you know what they did with that building? They sold it and gave them a 10-year tax relief, city tax relief. So where does that show me they're getting taxes from that company that bought it?
But it's past 9. We're past the time, guys.
Anyway, guys, thank you
for stopping in.
Yes.
We appreciate it. And do you got anything to say?
No, I just want to thank everybody for coming. I appreciate you guys listening to us. Appreciate all the questions. Hopefully next week we can get a few more questions out of you guys. It's going to be great to hear from y'all. And if you ain't doing nothing, just pick one of our videos that we put up and check them out. Thank you.
All right, guys. I guess that wraps it up. We will see you Sunday for a Sunday Funday auction, or Friday on Floyd Friday, or whenever one of us decide to make a video.
And just remember, I put a video up today, so check it out.
So check out Mike's new video. We'll see you next week. Same time, same channel, 8 p.m. Eastern. Have a great night.